Hello, friends. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Lose Weight with Macros podcast with me, your favorite host, Verona. Today, my friends, we're talking about 7 reasons why it's so difficult for women to lose weight. Why is it so difficult for us to shed the fat and then keep it off? Now, if you've ever lost weight before and you've managed to lose 0.5, £1, £2, or even £50, you know that losing weight isn't an issue for you. The issue tends to be your mindset and it tends to be keeping it off. So that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So, my friends, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get into today's episode. Hello, Lose Weight with Macros, the Basics Podcast family. I'm your host, Verona. And if you're new here, welcome to the show. I'm a nutrition coach who believes in the power of real life tools to create healthy habits. I help busy women like you get rid of the stress and emotional eating that keeps you from creating resilient, lifelong habits that, quite frankly, you can trust. Instead of giving you another boring diet or workout plan or bland salad and tell you just to eat a whole heap of salad leaves while your family chow down on your favorite meals in the corner and you are regretfully eating that bowl of dry salad. I'm gonna help you learn how to use macros to lose fat, keep it off, and rebuild that confidence that diets often strip us of. That insecurity, that fear, that no longer feeling confident in our bodies that we know we need to get rid of. Friends, if this sounds like your cup of tea, grab your tea, your coffee, and your notepad and pen, because today's episode, friends, is gonna be a juicy one. Have you ever felt like your weight is just literally stuck there? You're trying to lose weight, but no matter what you're doing, it's just not happening. So you stand on the scale and then you see one day that it says that you've lost 5 pounds and you're like, yes, girl, get it. You're going to get it, girl. And then the day after, you see that you've gained that 5 pounds back and then some extra weight. And it's like, what on earth? Now you're ready to throw the scale in the bin because you're like, no, this is just frustrating me now. And then what ends up happening is with that frustration, we then to go and eat our frustrations instead of swearing or getting angry, or you might do all of the above. You might pop open a bottle of wine or pop open a bottle of your favorite food, a bottle of your favorite food, but a bottle of your favorite juice, drink, grown-up juice, whatever it is. My point is you're frustrated and it just feels like, what is happening? Because it's like you're trying to lose it, but it's just not happening. Let me tell you, friends, you are not alone. And in fact, most of my clients, when they come to me, they struggle with this. Not every client is trying to lose weight. Some are trying to lose weight. Some want to lose weight with macros. Some want to lose weight without macros. But when it comes to this, most are struggling. Now, I recently shared a photograph of myself when I took my rebranding photos that I did. I did them in February 2022, and I compared myself to January 2023. Ooh, girl, if you did see that. Damn. If you're in the email list, I will show you my before and after, because I'm not somebody who really likes to plaster it on Facebook and Instagram. They don't need all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I keep going into this American accent. I've got some American friends over on social media and they do the same thing. They do the same thing with the English accent. It's actually really funny. It's just a term or admiration, in fact. So I will share with you my progress photos because I'm always forever taking pictures in the mirror and I'm like, oh my goodness. In fact, the email that will go out with this episode, it will actually show the photos. So if you're not on this episode, if you're not on the email list, I encourage you to join the email list, because before it goes out to everyone else, you get to have a listen and see what we're talking about. So today I just want to encourage you, you're not the only one who struggled with this. Last year when I had the year before when I had because I forget we're not in 2022 anymore, when I had my rotator cuff injury, your girl ate what she wanted to eat. I ate whole tubs of ice cream, and in fact I had the same ice cream that I would turn to the other day, and now I was able to stop without being greedy. My belly was telling me, no, boo boo, you're full up, stop eating. And that's just a change in a whole year. But you see the physical beauty and also how much I've changed, how much, not just about the fat loss, but 5 years ago, I would have never been able to take a full length photo like that and publish it. Never in my life. I would have just started calling myself all heaps of names, but there was no names at all other than, girl, you look good. That was it. But when it comes to struggling, the problem with it isn't you. And oftentimes when it comes to diets, we're made to believe, or we're made to think, that it's us that's the problem. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. If you are a regular here, I'm gonna tell you straight. If you're new here, then I'm the type of coach that tells you straight, I don't like this nonsense when it comes to the diet culture that we tend to believe. We tend to believe the lie that, it's us that's the problem. We're doing things wrong and we're never gonna lose fat. No, no, no. That is not the truth. That's further from it. But the thing is, the problem is that most diets are too rigid, and they don't take into account your busy life, your family, or your responsibilities, because they also leave you feeling deprived, literally like ravenous, that you feel like you haven't been fed, you're not satisfied, and you just constantly want more food, which then leads to more cravings, more eating, and more frustration. So with that, this is why I'm talking about today the 7 reasons why it's so difficult for women to lose fat. Now, number 1 is you don't know how to start losing weight. Now, this is a common one because you're so caught up with business, you're so caught up with family, you're so caught up with everybody else. When it comes to you, you're at a little bit of a loss. Now, there are things that you might have tried before. Some of the things you might have tried have been 75 hard. I don't agree with that. Now, if you don't know, 75 hard is 75 days of hard workouts. Now, you're working out twice a day, you're cutting out alcohol, you're cutting out your fast foods, no cheating. If you cheat, if you miss a day, you're reading a personal development book. If you actually miss a day, then you have to start again. Now, some people have had success in it, but if you're the average woman, you don't have to put your body through that. And that's going to be incredibly taxing because you're working out twice a day, every single day. One has to be outside, irrespective of what the weather is. If it's 6 feet of snow, you better believe that you are going to do that workout, or you're starting from the beginning. Even if that means you're on day 74. Recently, those of you in the States have had that snowstorm. Imagine doing 75 hard in that condition where the heating was turned off and you're like, nope. You're on day 74. If you don't want to stop back at the beginning, then you got to do this. And some people actually do that. That's not how fat loss is. That's restriction, and that's extreme things. And to be honest, once you've come off that, the likelihood of you maintaining those results is slim to none. Not because I want to rain on your parade. It's because the methods that you got to get there are highly restrictive and can cause injury on your body. And so when you don't know how to start losing weight, you start looking to these things to tell you this is what you have to do. Let me tell you something. Get a coach who's going to encourage you, not with that nonsense. If the coach is feeling like you are a drill sergeant, then you don't need to do all of that jazz. You don't need to do all of that. But if you're someone who likes that, go ahead, knock yourself out. You do you. Don't take my advice. If you're somebody who likes that stuff, I personally don't, and I don't teach and I don't coach my clients like that. I don't need to shout at you for you to get results. I don't need to swear at you. I don't need to cause all kind of names for you to get results. I don't work that way. And if you've been listening to me for a while, you probably know how I am right now. But if you like that type of thing, go ahead. Anyway, that's why we tend to get caught up or drawn to these things, because they're like, yeah, this is what I need. I just need to be pushed into this thing. I need to be bullied into this thing. No, you just need to know how to start losing weight for your body. And that's why I created Focus on the Fat Loss, really, because it helps busy women shed fat, not just weight, because weight includes muscle mass as well, but it also helps you as that busy woman shed weight by giving you simple macronutrition tips that work with your busy schedule. Now, with the approach that I'm using in Focus on the Fat Loss, this is where I'm giving you all the nutrition guidance that you need to lose the fat in a way that makes sense to your life and for your life without feeling deprived or hungry all the time. Who's got time to be doing that? Number 2, you think losing weight is all about willpower. This is a big one. Now, willpower, the consensus is that I just don't feel motivated to lose weight. I just don't feel motivated to do this. Let me tell you something. There have been times. What's today now? The day is, what day is it? It is Wednesday. Tuesday, my routine has switched for the gym. The routine that I've switched to is the nighttime. And my body is now, only 2 days in, my body has now started to actually remember that it's time for you to go to the gym. I go to the gym in the evening. I'm not going to talk about it on this podcast because there are loads of people who listen, but I go to the gym in the nighttime, and it's about, so my body starts to get used to that, and it's now saying, go on, you need to go. I was not motivated to go because I was tired. I was like, you know what, let me stay in my bed. Let me tell you, that was the day that I took my comparison photos. I took my before photo and I took my afterwards, and I was like, I'm glad I actually got there, because I don't feel motivated all day and every day. It's not about willpower. It's not about motivation, because motivation is waning and you will not get it every single day. But there is this message that makes you think, I've got to be willpower. I've got to have willpower. I don't have enough willpower. You don't want it hard enough. You know what? Lord Jesus, help protect my mind, because I'm a little bit hood and I'm a little bit holy at the same time. And I'm like, well, girl, you got to learn. You got to learn to be holy right now. If I'm being hood, you got to come back out from your hood self and be your holy self. Okay. My point is, this is a load of rubbish. This is a load of nonsense. You don't need willpower to lose weight. You don't want it hard enough. Oh, actually, let me not sing that song. How much do you want it? You've got to ask these questions. Absolutely. You have to ask yourself, what am I willing to do to get the results that I'm trying to get? But it isn't about willpower. And it definitely isn't because you don't work hard enough. And it's not because you're lazy. And it definitely 100% is not because you don't know how to eat healthy. Of course you do. The times before today, you've actually learned to eat healthy. The issue is you're not knowing how to maintain it. Number 3, you don't have a support system to keep you accountable. Now, in your family home, you might not have somebody that's there for you, giving you the affirmation that you need, because sometimes, and in the home, they see the realness of us. You might show up onto social media one way, but they see all of you. They see all of us when it comes to home. And sometimes if you're telling someone, I'm going to eat healthy, I'm going to lose weight, 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 sometimes it can begin to fall on deaf ears. Now, I'm not justifying a partner who's not supportive at all. I'm not justifying that, but I am saying, let's hear it from their perspective, or you hear it from their perspective. If somebody also came to you all the time, kept saying to you, yeah, I'm going to meet up, I'm going to meet up, I'm going to meet up, let's meet up, we should meet up, we should meet up, and that never really came to fruition, you would come to the conclusion that it's like, well, do you actually want to meet up with me or not? And that sometimes can be what it's like for those in your family. If you're constantly telling the person, I need to lose weight, but you're always doing something that sabotages you from maintaining the weight loss, it can be the same situation. It can be a little bit like, well, you said that last time. Now, I'm not saying this for them to call you out on it all the time. Instead of getting to the point where you feel like you have to justify to them all the time, show them. Stop talking about it. Show them. Let's talk more action. For you, you're doing it because you know you need to lose the weight. You're doing it because you know that you can't take it anymore. You can't take looking down at your belly and you can hardly see your toes. That's happened to me before, and I've never been pregnant in my life. So when it comes to that, it's a little bit like, you've got to do this. Why are you doing it? You're asking yourself, what am I doing this for? Who am I doing this for? How am I doing it for them? Am I doing it for me? And then once you're clear on that, you get to doing it. Number 4, you don't know how to build sustainable, healthy habits. And not knowing how to build healthy, sustainable habits is a thing. It can happen to many women. It's not a shame that you don't know. But it's about, how do I get to know how to build sustainable habits? Now, Focus on the Fat Loss is what I'm talking about. Come over to the program, vanutritioncoaching.co.uk/focus. So I'm helping you build healthy, sustainable habits. And that sustainability means that you're learning to cross over from just losing weight. Now you're learning how to maintain it, even in holidays, even in, because we've got holidays coming up. We've got Easter. The Easter chocolates have come out over here already. And believe me, I've started to buy a few packets, but they're accounted for in my diet. They're accounted for in my macros. Yes, I track them. I track everything I eat, and that's what accountability is about. Number 5, you don't have the right mindset for long-term success. Now, this is where we're getting into the juicy bit. Now, when it comes to maintaining it, the mindset is the key thing to being able to unlock that door for you to go through, for you to walk through it with confidence, walk through it with boldness, and for you to continually have long-term success. Now, if you're counting points, you've come from counting points, you've come from counting your containers, you've come from doing the plate it method, you've come from doing these restrictive things that make you feel like you've got to have your Shaco. If you don't know what I'm talking about, listen to episode 109 to 111. Talking about all MLM supplements, and you hear my views on there. However, not having the right mindset for long-term success can keep you stuck and can keep you from progressing, whether it's macros, whether it's another approach that you use. It just can keep you from that, because if you've got that self-sabotaging mindset, that will come regardless whether you are trying to lose weight, whether you've successfully done it or not. Self-sabotage, as long as it's got a root in your life, it's going to continue to grow the more that you feed it. If you want to no longer produce fruits from self-sabotage, you have got to address it from the root. It has to absolutely 110% be cut off from the root, and that root of sabotage can run deep for many of us. It doesn't mean that it's all traumatic for all of us, but it can run deep. So sabotage can be somebody else has spoken it over your life, you've latched onto that word, and then you've taken it into your heart, and then you've begun to speak that over your life, and so you've begun to produce what you've spoken. This isn't manifest it, this isn't claim it. I'm not talking about manifesting here. That's not how I roll. I'm not into that new age stuff. I'm a born again Christian, and I'm talking about the mindset, the power of the words that we have. We have power, life and death in our words and in our tongue. And you might not know that, but we actually do. We have the power to speak life and we have the power to speak death. Now, I'm not saying speak manifest this thing, but we have to learn to address the root cause. And that, my friends, is why I teach and why I coach the way that I coach, helping you transform by changing your mind first. That is then how we focus on our long-term success. So we cannot plant good soil in a bad pot that has bad soil in it. We have to get rid of that. We have to get rid of the things that are causing drought. We have to get rid of the things that are not allowing us to grow and to progress. Once we've done that, now we can start to plant new soil, fresh soil, which will be the seeds of life that we speak about. Number 6, you're not getting enough sleep. That is pretty self-explanatory, because the problem is that many women just don't have the tools to make these lasting changes. You're confused about what to eat, overwhelmed by all the conflicting advice out there. You want to lose weight and feel good about yourself, but you just don't know how. Which is why I created Focus on the Fat Less, to be able to help busy women take control of your health by providing you with the tools that you need to achieve your goals. And that's what I'm walking you through, showing you how to make these small changes today that will lead to big results tomorrow and every day after that. And when it comes to being busy, the reality is that you're busy. You have a lot to do, and you end up sometimes thinking to yourself, I don't have time to exercise. Like when you're busy, when you've got a busy day on and you're back-to-back meetings, there's like, I've got no time to exercise. Of course there is. If you're sitting down, you better make time to get up and walk around. You have to, because it's going to start affecting your body. You have to physically move around. Get a standing desk for you to stand on. Get a walking treadmill pad to walk and put that underneath the desk and walk while you're doing the meeting. Absolutely do what you need to do. If you have no time to go outside, do it at your desk. Or you might even start to think, I'll never be able to lose weight. Okay? If you've lost 5 pounds in the past before, if you've lost 10 pounds, lost 50 pounds, even if you've regained it, the point isn't the fact that you've regained it at this moment. It is, have you lost weight before? If the answer is yes, then that is we've nullified those 2 excuses. Next. So when it comes to being busy women tend to eat on the go, and you don't really take time to enjoy your meals. And one other thing that we can also do when we're busy, and I've been through that busy period, you might also start to eat out more often than you should. Guilty, I'm putting up my hands. I prefer to eat out than eat in, but recently I've just started getting a meal prep service that I absolutely love. Choose food that fits in with your lifestyle. Then with that whole busyness, when you are busy sitting down, when you are busy not being able to do things, you're tired and you're trying to run on cups of coffee. You're trying to run on copious amounts of coffee, 4, 5, 6 cups of coffee with 4 sugars per day. And then when it comes to sleep, you can't sleep because of the meetings that you have still got to do that you didn't really get to do what you needed to do on the call. Clients are not coming through. Whatever aspect of life you're at is starting to affect your sleep. Tossing and turning is starting to affect your husband's sleep. One of those reasons why we do not lose weight is because we are not addressing our stress. We are not addressing our sleep, and making sure that you're getting enough sleep is going to be a challenge for those of you who are not getting enough sleep, but it's a challenge that can be overcome. My clients, busy as you, lawyers, sales, doctors, nurses, working in this busy environment, still coming to me to work with them and to help them navigate a nutrition plan and to help them navigate to be able to find solace, so they're not bringing their work home with them and working Monday through to Sunday. Put the laptop down. Your work will be there when you come back. If it's absolutely urgent, have somebody else in place that can take it off your hands and learn to delegate. Number 7, you're eating too many calories altogether. Now, when it comes to fat gain, that is how we evidently gain, by eating way too many calories than our bodies can actually handle. And my friends, that is the end of today's episode. 7 reasons why it's so difficult for women like you to lose weight. Cannot wait, my friends, to see you on the next episode and to see you in the program. And that, my friends, is all we've got time for today. I'm gonna wrap it up here. See you in the next one. Friends, we've come through to the end of today's episode. I hope you learned something valuable from today's episode and can put it right into practice now that the episode has ended. If you found value in this episode, do share it with somebody else who can also benefit from today's episode. My friends, don't forget to download your freebies over on the website nutritioncoaching.co.uk and also be in with a chance of coming live on air with me to get yourself some free Coach Fridays by leaving your question over on the brand new podcast page. nutritioncoaching.co.uk/podcast is where you can leave me a question and I'll answer it over here on one of the episodes. And that's all we got time for, friends. I can't wait to catch you in the next episode.